Hi! Oh
Hello.
my God, it's so funny. Amanda, my dear friend, she's one of Beauty Angel's grandmaster trainers. She came to teach in our academy, and we're laughing because me and her we get together, and it's like ridiculous. And I get a phone call. I'm like, "Why is she calling me?" She's like, "You're late." I'm like, "I'm late." I'm like, "Oh my God! Oh my God! I'm like, "Oh my God!" I don't even have my setup. I have like my phone in my head, and I'm like, "Oh my God! I'm so sorry." I'm like, I didn't realize.
You still look good. Do I get a filter
Oh my
too?
gosh. This is my new
Oh.
filter. Actually, this is not my new filter. This is the Beauty Angels filter where you get a wing and you
I
get a
love
halo.
it. Oh.
But then my new filter is this. This is my new filter.
Ooh, I like it. Aren't these filters fun? They make you look so good.
You know what? Maybe I like this one better. I'm gonna keep this one.
Oh, I
I'm
like
gonna
this
keep
one. This one's my
this one
favorite.
because I don't have any makeup on, and this puts a little bit of a makeup on.
There we go. See, who needs makeup anymore? We got filters.
We don't. All I need is some filters. That's it.
Hmm. Yeah.
Do you go by Kellyanne or Kelly?
Both. I grew up just with Kelly, but people, as I got older, started calling me Kellyanne. So either one is fine.
Okay, well, I'll call you Kelly. I have a girl that works for me, and her name is Kellyanne. And sometimes, like, she gets upset. She's like, "No, I'm Kellyanne." I'm like, "Okay, okay." So sometimes people don't like when you shorten their names.
I'm
Anyway,
easy.
I'm very excited to have you finally. I
Yes.
know, it was a very sad moment for me when I lost my aunt. It's been actually almost like 2 months, I think.
Yeah, I
God,
know.
I'm doing Instagram live, but thank you. I was like, "Do you want some tea?" And because I normally don't do my Instagram lives on my couch here. So,
Hmm.
but if I went upstairs, it would have been even taking me longer. So I was like,
That's
"Okay,
okay.
I
We're
guess I'm gonna
improvising
do
here.
it here."
It's all good.
So, Killian, you're a businesswoman, you're a mentor, you are a new mother. Your
Yeah.
baby is adorable.
Thank you.
So, you are known for your international spray tanning business,
Hmm.
and you're mentoring women trying to grow in the beauty business. So, let's hear from Kelly. Who is Kelly?
Yeah, so that's such a loaded question, right? The answer seems to always change, but so I'm originally from Los Angeles, and I was working corporate for a very long time. And at the age of 24, I was like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. So I decided to just quit. And with the money that I had saved up, I traveled the world by myself. I was going,
Wow, amazing.
yeah, that was good until I ran out of money. And I was like, okay, so either I go back to my corporate job or I start a business. And I remember, and I think a lot of people can relate to this, I remember writing in my journal just ideas of businesses. So when I look back at it, one of the businesses was a mobile spray tanning business. And I just invested my last $2,000 I had and started my mobile spray tanning business. And it's been 7 years and it just continues to grow. And now we're helping women start and grow their sunless business too. So it's been awesome.
Oh my God. So, you still have the mobile tanning?
I don't anymore. Nope. I had a salon. I got my license in aesthetics. I started doing lashes. There's so much more in between
So
that. That's
it
kind of
got
the
like
condensed version.
more and more. It got
Yeah.
bigger and bigger, basically.
Got bigger and bigger. So now
Got it.
I basically work just 100% online. And I stay at home with my baby who was born on the 12th of January. So
Oh,
yeah, it's been a lot, but it's been good.
oh. What's his name?
His name is Braden Jax.
Oh, it's such an amazing thing. I mean, I have two boys,
I saw that.
um, and they're big now, so it goes very, very fast. How did you start in the beauty industry like that, like with the spray tan and just with the mobile thing, right? Then you did other stuff.
Right, because I knew that just by doing research that you didn't need any type of license or long-term schooling or anything like that.
True,
So I
true.
kind of wanted to get my feet wet a little bit and see what I could do with it. So when I started, I loved it, but I knew that there was a vision for me to start training people. And so that's really what we do now. We train people online, in person, and we do
When
larger
did you
events too.
start? When did you start your first business, like your mobile business? When did you start it?
Yeah, so that was in 2014, about 7 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a while.
But like that, in 7 years, you grew so much.
Yeah, I feel like I'm always very like creative. I want to think outside the box and try to do more and more and more. And it gets overwhelming at times. I'm sure you're so busy.
I am very, very familiar with that feeling.
Yes,
And I have a lot of new things cooking.
yes.
Um, I mean, it's just I'm always thinking I love building and doing new things. That's me.
Yeah, I think
But
a lot
yeah.
of entrepreneurs, a lot of us are creatives. We want to do
Mm.
all of the things. So it's really, really fun. But it also is a lot. So it's like,
It is a lot. It is a lot with a newborn, especially.
yeah.
When I had newborns, I actually was working a lot less. I was working at a beauty salon, but I worked 2 days a week. And
Mhm.
then I started working 3 days a week. So I wanted to like breastfeed a little bit, not a lot, but like a little bit, and like a few months only. I didn't do for a long time, but
Mhm.
it was important to me to spend that like the first few months together, when
Yes.
they really, really need you. I mean,
Yes.
they are always gonna need me. They still need me, but you know, but at certain point, like now they're big, my kids, and they don't want to be really with me.
How old are
It's
they? Your
it's
kids
kind
are,
of sad. I have a 14-year-old,
oh, okay.
and then I have an 11-year-old.
Oh, okay. So yeah, they are a little bit older. I don't know why I thought they were like toddler age still, but
No, no, I'm gonna be 47 next month.
oh, girl, you look good.
Well, it's the filter. It's the filter. If you look at my neck, you'll see it that it's not such a young neck.
The
But
filter is amazing.
unfortunately, things start getting downhill. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I
I
look
just
at
went for
my
Botox today.
pictures, like my wedding pictures, and I'm like,
Mhm.
oh my God, this is crazy. Like what, 15, 16 years ago? And
Yeah.
I'm like, I was so young.
Well,
But
I'm so glad that we're in the beauty industry because we know all the things and all the secrets to keep us looking good.
true, true. I actually was an esthetician.
Hmm.
I was actually even voted Boston's best esthetician when I lived in Boston. I love skincare. That's my next thing, like to make um like my own line of skincare, and you know, I don't know if it will ever happen. I'm working on it. I'm like, you know, developing, but whether it, for me to put it out, it has to be like phenomenal. So I don't know if I'll ever be happy
Hmm.
with it. But
Yeah, I can resonate
anyway,
with
now my
that.
next question. What intrigued you the most about spray tanning? Like, why did you do spray tanning and not lashes?
It kind of fell into my lap. So when I was writing out ideas, I guess I was looking into it during that time. I don't even remember this when I was writing this journal entry, but I'm guessing what happened was I was looking for something that was easy to go into and didn't take a lot of time, money, or
And
energy.
license. And you said license.
Yep, exactly. So
True.
when I started doing the mobile spray tanning and then started training, I realized, I want to be better at this. I want to be the best spray tanner. So I decided to go back to school and get my license in aesthetics. And so I did that. And ever since then, I always invest in mentors. I always invest in different training programs. I think it's so important to stay on top of things that way.
Oh yeah, totally. Because then you grow more.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything that I've invested in has always given me some sort of opening and opportunity. So I'm so grateful for that.
But what inspired you to have your own business? Like, why didn't you go to work for somebody, like as a spray tanning person? Because you were young.
Yeah, I was about 20, I think 6 when I started. I think ever since I was little, I always had that in me because I would sell cookies to people.
Ah, how cute.
Yeah, I would go to door and sell cookies, and I would bring my little brother with me. And I think ever since I was little, I've always had that mentality. But giving I think I was too scared before I started to actually do it. It had always been in my mind though. And as soon as I started doing the corporate thing, I was like, this isn't for me. This is not what I'm supposed to be doing. So when I quit, I didn't give myself the opportunity to go back. There was like, I burned all the boats, burned all the bridges. I wasn't going to go back to corporate life. So when I
Yeah.
started, you just figure things out and you just do it, you know?
Hmm.
So I'm so grateful for that because you have to get over a lot of fear to start.
Yes, you do. It's not, people are usually scared, honestly, to fail.
Hmm.
Failure does not scare me.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I say, you know what? If it doesn't work, okay, whatever.
Hmm.
I'll go drive a lesser expensive car. I'll go live in a, less expensive house.
Right.
I will not be buying my Gucci and Chanel and Louis Vuitton, but that's okay. I
But you'll
didn't have it.
survive.
I didn't have it always, I don't
Mhm.
mind.
Yeah.
But I think everybody thinks differently, like some people, and I get that. I get that. Like if you ask my husband, I always said to him, why don't you start your own firm, like brokerage firm? He was a bond broker, but he made very good money and now he's retired actually. And he said, you know what, why should I do that? Like I'm very content. I love working here.
Hmm.
And for me, it's less headache and I don't need to start my own firm. I don't care about having my own firm.
Hmm. Yes.
I have so many customers here and I'm doing great. So why
Right.
should I do that? I leave my work and I don't have a headache. And I said, okay, that's respectful. I get
Hmm.
that. And then I've been there too. When I was with Fibrows, it was my situation.
Hmm.
I actually had a lot less headache than what I have right now.
Right. Right.
Like if I had a opportunity that was more like I didn't feel safe or secure, you
Hmm.
know, with all the things that happened between me and them. So I felt like I had to do it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I
Exactly.
guess it depends, like why people go on their own and they want to do their own thing. I think there is no right or wrong. There is nothing wrong with going like working for somebody and making really good money,
Hmm.
or being manager in a tanning salon or a microblading salon or whatever. I think people do whatever it's best for them. They should do whatever, because like I had this girl that works for me. She still works for me actually. And she always said, I don't want to have a business.
Hmm.
But you know what? I pushed her. Now she's taking my business over, my beauty salon.
Yeah.
I pushed her. I said, you could do it. You could do it. I said, I'm going to help you. Don't worry. She says,
Yeah.
I cannot work like you, Claire. She tells me, I cannot work like you. I don't want to be like you. I go,
Yeah.
okay. She goes, I want to have a life. I want to have, time to do things but so whatever makes people happy, this makes you happy. So, it's great.
Exactly. I think I like a little bit of stress, but I also love the freedom and the creativity that being an entrepreneur gives me.
Yes, true, 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 true. Absolutely. So, what inspired you to start your own business? Did I ask you this? Wait, I think I
Yes.
asked you. Okay. So, I see that you traveled a bunch.
Hmm.
You said that too.
Yeah.
And how was it like traveling for your spray tanning tour?
Yeah. So I did that I've been doing it for about 4 years now. And since COVID hit, we had to stop. And it was very interesting because nobody in the sunless industry was doing this yet. So I decided just to start doing a tour. And I actually was inspired by Kelly Baker Browse. I saw she was doing a tour and I was like, you know what? I think I
Yeah,
can do
I've
something
seen
with this.
people doing tours.
Yeah, so I thought it was really cool and I love to travel. So I decided at the time I was married and we just traveled to different states and met up with a bunch of different people and started.
Also, you went with your husband.
Yes, yes.
Nice.
So unfortunately, we went through a separation, and during this, I decided that I still had to do it. I still had to go on with doing the tours, and I did. And that was a little bit difficult because emotionally, you're still stuck in that
Oh
realm
my
of
God.
being with
So
him.
wait, I have to ask, did you get,
Yeah.
is this the same husband?
So I'm actually not married right now. I went through one marriage, had an annulment, and then now I'm with my boyfriend. We're actually 2 years as of yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm so nosy.
it's
I'm
okay.
sorry. Maybe I shouldn't have asked that
No,
in a
that's okay.
live.
I'm an open
You know,
book. I talk
sometimes
about
I forget. I
everything.
feel like I'm just talking to you. You know, there's like nobody here. Oh,
That's
Claire,
okay.
Claire.
It's
Oh,
perfectly fine. I'm such an open book. Because it was a part of my business, that I talk about just because I think a lot of women go through separations and traumatic
I
events.
did. I was divorced.
Exactly. So during
Hmm.
those times, where it's so tough to even get out of bed sometimes, you just have to push yourself. And the second half of when I was doing the tours was me by myself doing everything. And it was really difficult, but I showed up and I still did it. And we stopped doing them last year because of COVID, but we're having our first one later this year in October. It's just going to be one tour stop in San Diego, and it's called Slay the Spray. So I'm really excited to do it because I love seeing
Play
people
the
break
spray. I
down.
like the name. I
Thank you.
love it. I love it. Yeah. I was married and I just always honestly in life look at things happen in our lives
Mhm.
for a reason. Like at that
Yep.
moment, you don't think about it. Like, for
Mhm.
example, I used to live in Boston and I lost my job. You know,
Mhm.
I lost my job because of a friend. And I think she follows me too. We don't really speak, but at that time, you know, she did some things and some events happened and I lost my job and I had my fiance in Florida
Mhm.
and I used to do really well, like really really well, and I said, oh my god, what am I going to do? This is like terrible.
Mhm.
And then I say, you know what, maybe I should just move to Florida, because he said to me, oh, we could get a nice house here and this, that, the other thing. I said, okay. And then I was like so depressed because I literally lost everything, everything.
Mhm.
Like I had fully booked time, booked schedule. I had people that I managed that I used to have like commission from these girls, like running the spa. And I literally lost pretty much everything. And I had a mother that I had to take care of because I
Wow.
brought my mother from Turkey. I said, Mom, I'm making good money now. I'm managing this salon. I'm making good money. You come, I'm going to take care of you. And all of a sudden, imagine I lose my job. And I'm
Wow.
like, oh my God, this is a disaster.
That's a lot.
So when we moved to Florida, and then I got married, and I said to my mom, I can't be married with him. No way.
Oh my
And
gosh.
meanwhile, I have no home. I have like no stable job, right?
Yeah.
I'm brand new in this state. And I'm like thinking, oh shit, I think I'm stuck. I think I'm stuck. I'm stuck with this guy,
No.
and I say, you know what? I don't care. I said, I'm not doing this. So I went out to a little, apartment with my mom.
Mhm.
And my mom is like, oh my God, like, you gonna leave him? It's not even a year. I said, Mom, I don't care. In
Mhm.
Florida, there is no annulment.
Oh,
So we
okay.
went
Yeah,
through a
yeah.
divorce and I lost half my money.
Wow.
I didn't have that much money at the time, but I lost half my money. And now that I'm thinking back, like I was so upset, Kellyanne. Like I was like, this sucks. Like I'm married a year and I'm losing half my money. We bought a house together. I put all the money and I gave him half of the house, half of everything. Now that I'm thinking, you know what? It was the best thing I did. I
Mhm.
bought my freedom. Who gives a
Yeah,
shit? It's only money. And
exactly.
then I said, Mom, I said, let's think positive, because I always want to be positive. I always want to look at things at a positive note. I said, if
Mhm.
it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be here. And
Mhm.
I said, you love Florida. I don't love it as much anymore, but at the time it was really nice because it was warm.
Right. Yeah.
So
Well,
I
look
say,
at
you
you
know what?
now.
Always we gotta look. And I'm sure, like, when that happened to you at that tour, you were like, oh my God, this is
Yeah.
horrible. But you know
Mhm.
what? I'm sure right now with your boyfriend, you're so happy that that happened, and you're with the
Right.
right person, because it's like people come in and out of your lives for a reason.
Absolutely. And I agree with that 100%. I think it's your mindset when it comes to anything that you're doing, including business. You know, we talked about it earlier, just having that belief in yourself to be able to do this and to get over those fears. It's the same mindset of just having faith that everything is going to work out the way it's supposed to. So,
Having faith, so important. I feel sometimes when I speak to my students, the other day this girl says, I think I'm gonna quit. I don't think I could do this, and she's good. And I said, well, guess what? I'm very tough too. I said, guess what? You're not gonna make it, because look at your mindset. If you say you can't make it, you can't make it. You have to believe that you're gonna make it.
absolutely.
You know,
It all
if you
starts
don't
right here.
believe, it's like, I don't know what it is. It's like faith, energy, what you bring to your life, right?
Yeah.
I'm such a spiritual person. I'm not a religious person, but I'm just a believer of what you put into this world, it kind of comes back to you as a karma also.
Same. I
Yeah,
totally believe
right?
that 100%, you know, because if you believe in yourself, you're going to show up
Yeah.
different than somebody who doesn't believe in themselves.
Refined Beauty says 100% having faith. Yes. Ivan says 100%. It is. Because if you don't have faith on yourself, how could you expect other people to have faith in you? Even customers. If you don't believe that you could do a good job with their eyebrow or their spray tan or whatever, how are they going to believe in you?
Right. Absolutely. 100%.
But then after my talk, a little pep talk, she was like, okay. She goes, you're good. You convinced me I could do it. I'm like, you paid money, girl. You
Yeah.
paid
I like how
money.
straightforward you are.
I
I
am a
guess
little
people think
crazy. I am very straightforward.
that's good. No, that's great. I think we need to be more like that, right?
You know what? It's good and it's bad. I can't hide my feelings, Kelly. I cannot.
No
If I
filter.
don't like somebody, I cannot act like I like them. It's pretty bad, actually.
Ah, that's
It
hilarious. I
just
mean, that's
shows
good
on my
though.
face.
You're not fake. You just say how it is. I think more people need to be like that. I agree 100%.
It is. It is. Like the other day, I was talking with one of my friends, and I felt like, you know, I've been trying to reach her, and then she never called me. And I felt like, you know, that she didn't care about me. And when I said to her, she was like, no, I care about you. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. It's just my personality. Like, I have to express how I feel. And sometimes I felt I actually have had situations here in this country that I offended people. And I was like, no. I don't even mean bone in my body. I don't mean it that way. I just, you know, it comes up, and sometimes it comes up like rough. But, you know, and if I offended anyone who is listening, you know, I really don't mean that. And I'm a person, actually, I always look at it at both sides, always. You know, I was talking about this the other day, that I think it was in a clubhouse, or I don't even remember what kind of social media platform. Maybe, I don't remember, but do you know, have you heard of imagotherapy?
No, I don't think I have.
You have to look into it. It will totally change your life. It is basically looking at things from the other person's perspective. You leave Kelly here. You're no longer Kelly. You go into their shoes, and you analyze things and see things with a glasses of Claire. Now you're
Yeah.
Claire. You're not Kelly anymore.
Right. I like that.
You have to truly want to do it, though. Like, it takes time to practice. Like, and I talk about this, like, me and my husband, when we first got married and I had a baby,
Yeah.
we almost got a divorce. It was really bad. Like, we fought like cats and dogs, and I said, I'm done. Fuck this. You know, I'm not interested. And then we started seeing this therapist, imago therapist. And I didn't even want to go, because it was about, I would tell you, like, about an hour drive from our house.
Yeah.
But I said, you know what? I said, I love you, and I'm willing to see if we could save it, and we have a baby, for God's sake. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, you know, thank God, touch wood. I don't have wood. I'm going to touch my head. It's a Turkish thing. Um, you know, thank God, like we understand each other so well now. Like he gets me, he gets that I love working, and if I didn't work, if I didn't give to my community, if I didn't give it to my students, I wouldn't be happy.
Right. Exactly.
And you know what? Now he could understand it. He sees from my shoes and I see from his shoes. Sometimes he says to me, I feel like a single parent. I feel like a single parent. I think you need to be more. And now I'm trying, like I hired people. I'm trying to do that because I could see why he would feel that way, you
Right.
know? And it really helped me with not only my marriage, my friendships and business relationships with my trainers. Now I'm like working to put this one plan that is going to blow everybody's mind away. Like it's, I can't say,
It's a
but
secret.
because I been in their shoes, I was a trainer. I know what they want, you know, or when I was a customer, I've been a customer, you know, and I've been a boss. I've been a worker. I've been a renter. I've been everything. Right. So you need to be able to go to that person's shoes to feel what they're feeling.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's
That's
important.
awesome. I love that. And I definitely try to do that. I know it's very hard for a lot of people to try to think in that way, but I know that I'm not always right. So just by that, you know, I surrender and I'm like, what is going on in the situation and how can I become better? Right. So that's
right.
awesome. What is the therapy called? How do you spell it?
It's Imago. I think it's IMAGO.
Okay.
I'm very bad. You know
okay.
what? I'm not ashamed. I never went to college. I'm horrible in spelling. I type like this with my two fingers, this one and the other one that is holding this phone right now with this one. So that's how I type. But I also tell people, look, I came from a family that I was not book smart ever. Mm-hmm. I felt stupid, honestly. I felt stupid. And I don't want my family to feel bad, you know. Oh, somebody wrote IMAGO. Yeah, Imago. Thank you, Refined Beauty. So when I was a kid, I always felt so stupid because I couldn't learn the times table. Mm-hmm. And my grandma would say, oh my God, she's never gonna learn. How is she gonna find a job? Well, I don't need to find a job.
You created one.
Look at that.
You're doing pretty damn good.
I'm very street smart. You know, they call it a street smart. I don't know how to use a computer, but I could hire people.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you're thinking outside the box.
Right. But I think sometimes other people will make us feel without wanting to do that. I mean, who would want to make their kid feel bad? Right. They didn't do that. I love my family. I don't want to talk like, oh, shit, like, oh, they did this to me. They love me so much. They still love me. It's just a cultural thing, you know? What is she going to be, a secretary? That's what they used to say. Like, she can't go to college. And I couldn't. I barely finished high school. It was hard for me to finish high school.
I think some of the most successful people are dropouts, you know? Some people don't finish high school and that's okay. I think everybody.
And that's okay. Okay. And I'm not going to push my kids. I tell them, you guys, listen, you need to go to college. Honestly, you should go to college because even the girl cashier in I don't know, in McDonald's usually finish college. You know, like everybody goes to college, community college or associate degree. In the United States, even now in my country, it's very different. But also in my country, I couldn't go to college unless I got into college. It was so hard. It was with the national exam, 2 exams.
Got it. Yeah.
I'm proud that I actually was able to pass the 1 exam because I felt such a dumbass that I didn't even think I could pass the first exam. I was like, yes. Look at my family. I was like, I passed the first exam.
Oh my gosh.
Well, because some people couldn't pass that either. So
Yeah.
if I had some kind of common sense, you know what I mean? But I don't know.
We're just a different type of smart.
Sure,
Doesn't
you,
have to be book smart.
I mean, I don't know many people who didn't go to college in the United States.
I did go to college, not
Okay.
pushed by my parents, but I just did it because I wanted to check off the little boxes that were, you're supposed to do this, right? So I went and I went for psychology, and actually I just enrolled about 6 months ago so I can get my master's and get my doctorate in psychology because I love learning about the mind and all that good stuff. So
So I do love it actually. But
yeah.
you know what? My husband never graduated college either.
Yeah, I don't think that you have to. And I don't think I'm going to be the type of person to push that on my kids either. I think I'm just going to allow them to do whatever they want to do because I don't
I
think
could
one
push,
way.
try to push. My husband is a college dropout. I
Hmm.
never went to college, and he's like, easy, easy now. But you're a self-made. You're a self-made. Okay. He's like, don't talk about me. Sorry, I'm talking about you, Scott. No, no, no. It's all good things. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's all good things. Oh my God. Now I'm getting in trouble. You see, normally I go in my cave and do these lives. I was late for this live. Now I'm getting shit for it. But hey, you know what? How many 44-year-old men do you know that retired?
Not
44 years.
many. Not many.
Who needs to go, I'm not saying in a bad way that he's a dropout. I was giving a compliment.
Yeah, it is a compliment. You don't have
It
to
is
go to
a
school.
compliment.
You do not have
Sorry,
to do that.
Scott. Oopsies. So, since you mentor many women on how to grow their businesses, did you ever have a mentor?
Yes, so I have mentors that I actually pay for, right? And then I have mentors that I just look at and am inspired by. And actually, one of my biggest mentors that I paid for was Tony Robbins. He's somebody that I really look up to. He's probably like, just a huge name and somebody that I love to learn from. So I bought a bunch of the different events that he has, and I've been to about 4 of them at this point. I have one more to go to, but since COVID, it unfortunately kind of put a wrench in those plans. And then I also buy into mentors that are a little bit on, a smaller scale, so I can actually talk to them one-on-one depending on what it is that I need. So the
Mhm.
most recent mentor was somebody who, her name's Rachel Bell, and she actually helps online coaches become just better at what they're doing. So I always try to identify, like, what do I need help with right now? And then I'll seek out a coach that could help me with that particular thing.
You know what? I need a coach. I need a coach that knows, because like I coach with Sheila,
Mm-hmm.
but Sheila coaches me for like social media and stuff like that. But
Right.
like I don't know some business stuff like customer service. And I'm like, I don't understand. Like if I sell a course, I
Mm-hmm.
am freaking refunding it. I send you a kit. The other day I had a thing with my manager. He refunded 2 courses, and I'm like, are you freaking kidding me?
Right. Yeah. Yeah,
That's
they get access.
crazy. And he goes, well, customers. I'm like, no, no,
The customer's not
no,
always right.
no way. Like I'm nice, but
Mhm.
I'm not gonna have people take advantage of me. You know?
Absolutely.
Oh, but they could leave a bad review. Excuse me, fuck them if they're gonna leave me a bad review. I've had that, and I write my story. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I go, listen, I sent. This is the same woman who got a refund, by the way, and I don't even care if she's watching me because I'm really angry. So
Yeah.
I sold 2 courses to 2 of her employees. She has a spa, and then I
Mm-hmm.
sent 2 kits. 2 kits. I
Mm-hmm.
activated them, and I started working with them
Yeah.
in my. And now she calls and says, "Oh, one of the girls, I had to let her go." And none of my effing business if the
Right. It's not
girl.
your problem.
That's your business, not mine. I
Mm-hmm.
what I'm supposed to give you. I don't know. I also tell this to my students, customer is right. I agree. Always? Not always. Yes,
Hmm.
always, but to a certain point. I'm like, she signed a contract. She saw non-refundable. That's
Yeah.
it. Refundable. You got my course, you saw my curriculum. Now you're gonna say you don't want it?
Right. It's so shady.
It's
Oh,
shitty.
exactly what you said earlier. It's like looking into their perspective and is one thing, right? But when you feel like you're being taken advantage of and they're doing the PayPal refunds and all these things behind your back after they had access to the course, went through the course, got the certification, it's horrible.
It's
I've had that
horrible.
happen to me too.
I do make exceptions. Like I've
Hmm.
had people buy my course and
Hmm.
say, you know what? I'm so sorry. I can't do it. Like I really am hard with money, blah, blah, blah. My
Right.
course is non-refundable. It
Hmm.
is. But I didn't send her a kit. She didn't start anything.
Yep.
Okay, what? No, no problem. I'm not heartless. So I say, you know what? Listen, let's be fair here. I paid like 3 or 4% PayPal charges. And now
Yeah.
so you cover that. So as long as I'm not losing money, don't worry about it. And she'll come back when she
Right. When she's
has,
ready.
when
Hmm.
she's ready. But not like when I freaking ship you a kit and you get into the course and you start communicating. Makes me angry. Angry.
Yeah. I think it's kind of crazy that entrepreneurs would do that to other entrepreneurs, knowing
Right.
how,
The loan owner, you're right. I didn't even
yeah.
think of that. Good point. I'm even more angry now. Thanks, Kelly. My husband and you will
Mhm.
get along really well because my husband did the whole series of Tony Robbins, even Master Universe.
Yeah. Yeah.
When
I love it.
he had, I thought it was a little crazy. When I
Hmm.
met him in his garage, it was like, yes, I can, like flyers. I think
Hmm.
I never did Tony Robbins, but my business partner, Patricia, she loves Tony Robbins also. So he had all these slogans, and he had I don't know if he says this in his web seminars, but he had a trampoline, a little trampoline.
Yep.
Did you do that?
I have one in my backyard.
So that's Robbins thing, right?
That is a Tony Robbins thing. I mean, I've seen it before Tony Robbins too. So I think a lot of people who follow Tony Robbins do it. And that's how I initially saw it. But I don't use it anymore because when I was pregnant, I was scared to jump on it. So I
Oh yeah,
used it prior to that. But
he
I need
would
to exercise. I need to get on the trampoline.
those slogans. I don't remember what the slogans was, but yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. He would scream.
I know some people who do that. I'm
Well,
not that crazy about, I mean, like I love Tony Robbins, but I'm not like running and saying all the things. And I know people do that, and I think that's great. I think there's different ways
what makes
to,
float?
yeah, exactly. Whatever makes your boat float. So if that's what you want to do, then that's cool. But I do a lot of meditation, which he talks about, and things like that. So I'm more, I guess, quiet than that.
I can't stop my brain.
Yeah.
You could really, are you telling me like you could literally stop your brain from
So
thinking? And
I think a lot of people have this misconception that you have to stop thinking, and that's not what it is. I think for me personally, meditation means going into a more relaxed state. And sometimes, you'll get ideas or things that will pop up in your
relaxed
mind.
state, is that English?
What is it?
I said relaxed state. I
Uh,
don't know in my dictionary. I don't know what that is. Relaxed state.
I
How do
usually
you do
do this
that?
right when I wake up or right before I go to sleep. That's the key for me. Otherwise, I won't do it.
When I wake up, I'm thinking, holy shit, now I gotta go. I gotta translate these courses from Spanish to English, and then I have to talk with this master, and I have to see what she wants. Let me see how many mistakes, if there is any mistakes in my shipping department.
Oh
That's
my
what
God.
I'm thinking.
See, before I get into all that, I have to meditate. Otherwise, I go crazy. So I've been doing it for years. I love it
That's why
personally.
I'm crazy.
That's okay. That's why we love you.
Oh my God. I think sometimes people come for an interview and I think they're scared. Like, oh my God, she's a nut job. But it's fun to work with me, I think.
I think the craziest people are the best people. That's just my philosophy.
I just don't sugarcoat it. I say it how it is. If I'm happy with you, you will know that you're doing a great job. And if I'm not happy with you, oh, you will definitely know also. In a very polite way. I'm never rude. I'm very sensitive to people's feelings. Definitely very sensitive to people's feelings. I don't want to hurt nobody. I really don't. Unless you're a cockroach, then I still cannot hurt you, but I will scream for help, and then Scott will come and kill you if you're a cockroach.
Yeah.
So, I'm very scared of bugs, especially big bugs that I can't kill.
Yeah.
Because
that's why you have Scott.
Right. And I'm not kidding. I'm so crazy that I will wake him up. I've done that. He's like, what the hell is wrong with you? I'm sleeping. I'm like, you don't understand. There's a cockroach. It's like a palmetto bug. It's like this big. And he's like, oh my God, Claire, he's not going to eat you. I'm like, you don't understand. You need to come kill this bug, because it happened when I was going to teach and I had to put makeup on. And it was behind me, behind my makeup station. And I'm like, oh shit, he's going to start. He's going to start moving. And then I'm doing my makeup and I'm like, no. I'm like, you have to wake up. I know you're retired, but your wife has to put makeup on. So you gotta wake up, buddy, and kill this bug right now.
That's job.
And it was
part
done.
of the commitment.
Those water bugs are you see? Yes, they are scary, and they can fly. She only does one-on-one or semi-private. What? Are you still Yes, I am training. My analogies. What analogy did I make that she's laughing? I don't know. My master is very much amazing. Oh, thank you. Since they don't call you a master, since I am the master here, you know what's so funny? When it was Fibra's master, everybody started making fun of me, and my husband started calling me Master Claire, Master Claire. And I said, stop it. It's ridiculous. He goes, why? It's a nice title. It's like a taekwondo. You like a sifu. Like you look at like a master. It's
black belt.
Like yeah, it's like a cool thing, Claire. I'm like, okay, I kind of like it. And then my kids started calling me Master Claire. I was like, this is ridiculous.
There you go.
If your friends could describe you using only 3 words, what would they be?
I would say fun, innovative, and a go-getter. Driven. Driven's a good word.
They're all good things.
Yeah.
A cheater, liar, bitch.
Right. I don't think anyone's going to ever admit that. Even if their friends do call them that. But I have friends that love me, so that's good.
I think more people love me, but I know some people think, I think before you know what? Like when I had a partner, I couldn't show my personality.
Why?
Because he was super proper. He was more proper. He was more business-like. Yeah. And when I was with Fibra's, I think people felt like, oh, she could be a bitch. Because Fibra's master have that like, I'm a Fibra's master. I'm a Fibra's master. So I'm like, okay, my shit stinks and yours does too. Who cares what I am? And we're all gonna go to the same place when we're dead. Okay?
Right. This is true.
Whatever.
You gotta stay humble.
I hate people who have egos. Hate.
Yeah, and what's sad is that a lot of people don't realize they have that. I
hate. And that's a very strong word. When my kids say I hate, I tell them don't use that word.
Yeah.
It's a word. You should never use that. You could say I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
because I don't want them to have hate in them. So
Yeah.
when I tell you I hate those kind of people,
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Right.
With
I
Ben,
don't like mean people. If you have a big ego, if you tame it a little bit, that's fine. I feel like a lot of people don't realize what an ego is and how to tame it. So it's a
oh my,
little,
I know so many people with such huge egos and they think that their shit doesn't stink.
right.
Give me a break. Okay, next question is, it's a 10-point question.
Oh, yeah.
What is the best advice you've ever received? Not given, but received.
Yes. And so this is actually from a class that I took when I believe I was in high school. And it was not to worry about things that you cannot control.
Unbelievable. I love this.
Yes. It was so good. It changed
I
my life.
practice it. I practice it.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of times, a lot of challenges for me. And I say, you know what? It's not cancer.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing that I could do about it.
Yeah.
It's things that I could control.
Mm-hmm.
I'm well aware, and I really try to do my best.
Right.
But you know what? If it's a hurricane coming, a hurricane is coming. There's nothing you could do.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh,
It really just changed my life and my perspective.
I do. When I see toxic people, I
Mm-hmm.
just turn the other way. Like
Exactly.
I did a reel the other day about that. I love doing that reel. When I
It's
see
true.
toxic people, run the other way. Another toxic people, run the other
Oh
way.
yeah, I saw that. That's hilarious. It's so true though. You got to run away.
Yeah, you gotta run away because they poison you.
Yeah.
And you know what? When I have a poisonous people in my academy, in my work,
Yep.
I don't care how good they are. I don't care if they're teaching 100 students a month. I
Yeah.
don't. Money doesn't bring me happiness. It's
Right.
just peace of mind, you know, is worth every dollar to me.
Right. And it's very draining to be around people who are very negative and always see the
But
downfall of everything. Yeah.
totally. I love that. Can you repeat that one more time?
Yep. Not to worry about things you cannot control.
Did you guys hear that?
Never have to worry. And Bob Marley says it too. Don't worry about
I
a thing.
I love Bob Marley, and you know what? I actually love Jamaican people. They're the coolest like people, and I have a trainer in Jamaica.
Oh, that's nice. I
Uh,
didn't know that.
I'd love to go there. Yeah, we have a trainer in Jamaica. She's lovely.
That's awesome.
How was pregnancy for you?
Pregnancy was very, overall, pretty easy. I think that the hardest part for me was having low energy during the first trimester and probably towards the end because I love having high energy. I love being on all the time. I love doing things, and it really took away from me when I got pregnant. And I was worried I wasn't going to get it back. But what happened to me anyway, and I think for a lot of people, is that it's like up and down. It's like high energy and then high energy. And so it's
Not
been up and
her,
down.
Energizer Bunny. My husband calls me Energizer Bunny. I start and I go, and I was the same with my pregnancy, believe it or not.
Really? Yeah, I was going to ask you if your pregnancy
I
was similar.
I mean, I don't want to jinx myself, but I don't even need coffee. I,
Yeah.
I don't drink. I don't need drinks to be happy. And every
Yeah.
time I go to a party, they say, What has she been drinking? I'm like, water. Nothing else. Here,
No, that's
water.
so good.
Cheers.
Yeah,
I
that's
just
so good.
a positive person, and the energy, I don't know where that comes from.
I'm
That I
usually pretty high energy, and that's why I was struggling. I was like, am I ever going to get this back? And thankfully I did. I mean, Sheila Bella is very much, similar to that too. She's always has energy. I'm like, how? You have kids, you're pregnant now, and it's pretty crazy to see her. I love it.
Yeah, she does have a lot. True, true, true. What did you like the best though? Like being pregnant?
Being pregnant, I think, for me, I just never knew that I was going to get pregnant. I never thought that that was going to be a thing for me because I didn't care if that happened for me, as weird as that
Me,
sounds.
that's so funny you said that. I said, if it happens, it happens. And if it doesn't
Right.
happen,
Yeah,
because I'm very career oriented. That's why.
exactly. And same here. And so I really was like, this is my baby. I'm happy with having just my business. But I think the coolest thing about being pregnant was just knowing how powerful we are as women and the fact that we can grow this tiny human in our bodies.
Isn't that amazing?
It's so crazy. I'm like, every mom is a superhero to me. Every mom that is there for their kids is a superhero for me because it's just so crazy that we can do this. And I'm so grateful that it happened. He's such a blessing.
For me, the best thing that I enjoyed being pregnant was I had a pass to eat whatever I want. I so much weight. I was like, oh my God, I'm pregnant. Yeah, I'm eating for two. I'm eating for two.
Mhm.
It's no problem.
It's so funny because I didn't really want to eat that much. So I kind of got lucky, but now I'm trying to work off the little, the last 10 pounds that I have going on right now that I didn't have pre-pregnancy.
I have 30 pounds that I want to lose. I started a diet. I'm going strong. Anybody want to watch me? But the other thing I really enjoyed was feeling something alive, moving.
Yep.
It's like when they were moving, I'm like, oh my God. I felt like a little bit like an alien though. Like
Yes.
weird. Like something is moving inside my body.
Yes. It is the coolest feeling. I'm like, this is a real foot right now kicking me from the inside of my body. So
I know.
nuts.
Crazy. That's what sign I am. I'm a Taurus. That I'm a bull. I'm super, super boop, 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 like stubborn. Okay, my next question to you is, what is some advice that you can give to new mothers that struggle with balancing their babies and their business? That's a good question.
That is a very good question. I think that what has worked for me is really asking for help. I'm not like that. I don't like to ask for help. I'm kind of stubborn. I'm kind of like, I can do everything on my own, but I realized that immediately after I gave birth that I was going to need help because I did want to show up for my business and I didn't want to lose who I was. I didn't want to lose who I am. And
And
since
that's okay. That's okay.
Mhm.
I think people sometimes feel guilty. I
Right.
don't think anyone should feel guilty. I think that's a great advice that you're giving because it is okay.
Mhm.
Like you don't have to be the only one feeding, burping, and cleaning the poop, and it's okay
Yeah. Yep.
because
So,
you are gonna be a business role model to your
mhm.
children. Now my
Right.
children look at me and they're so proud of me.
Yeah.
So I think there's something to say about that too, It's okay.
Absolutely.
I have help. I've had actually the same lady. She's a lady now, but she was a girl since my son was born. So she's been with me for 11 years. Like she lives with me.
Wow. Wow. That's so incredible.
And it's so funny because the other day she was telling me, and that's why it's so nice. And I want to share that here because she said to me, Claire, I hugged him and she says to me, I love him so much.
Oh.
Like, I love him so, I can't even imagine how much you love him. I
Yeah.
said, you know what, Betsy, honestly, I said, I don't know how much you love him because I love my dog so much too. And I didn't give birth to my dog. You know what I'm saying? And I said, maybe it's possible that we love him the same way because you also raised him. I was
Right.
pregnant when she came here.
Mm-hmm.
She actually, crazy to say, like spend more time with him than me.
Yeah.
So that I don't think it's I don't know. I honestly don't think she could answer that either because she doesn't have children.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
She doesn't have children. So I don't think she'll be able to know, do you love your own more than somebody else's child. But
Right.
also I said, I don't think so, because when you adopt a child, you love that child as much as your own child.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah,
again, I
absolutely.
can't say that because I don't have an adopted child, but I know people with an adopted child and their own child, like both. They have their own maternal child and they have an adopted child, and they love them equally.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't think, honestly, it makes any difference. So, but that means there are women out there that will care as much as you do. Maybe not as much as you do, but almost as much as you do. I totally think that actually she does as much as me. She loves my children so much. I know that. And I went through some, I mean, it wasn't my first nanny, you know, but I think you need to just give the time to find the right person that you feel comfortable. And
Yeah,
when you feel comfortable that your child or your baby is safe with that person, you could balance it without feeling as much guilt, because you know that your child is in good hands.
absolutely. So upstairs right now, I have my sister, my nephew who's here babysitting, and my boyfriend also helps. So right now, it's just kind of us as the squad. And it's crazy. You need a village to take care of this tiny little human, you know? I have a question for you. How old was your child when you hired your first nanny?
Okay, so I always had, first of all, I told my husband
Mm-hmm.
before I got pregnant, I said, listen, I'm a career woman. I
Yep.
love my career.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be sitting at home taking care of children. That's
Yep.
not what I am. I won't be happy.
Exactly.
You will have a miserable wife.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, if you can afford to get me a full-time housekeeper nanny live-in, I said, I'll have a child.
Mm-hmm.
And, he was comfortable. He was, earning a good living. He says, okay, fine. And he says, I also love my life, and I also want to be able to still go to dinner with you, and not only about business, like
Mm-hmm.
to be able to go out to dinner. Some
Absolutely.
people, they're so buried, and again, I'm not judging nobody.
Mm-hmm.
If that's what you want to do, that's
Yep.
great, you
Yeah.
know but that's not what I want to do. I don't want to be just thinking about my children, 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 and then not care about my own soul,
Absolutely.
because we get to live our lives once,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, I love and for a while I said, maybe I'll have one child, but I'm only child. And I said, you know what? I always felt like I wish I had a sibling.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I said, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to have another child. Also, my mom was living with me too, but
Mm-hmm.
my mom is not super healthy, so that's why I had to have somebody. I had to have. So since my first child, answering your question,
Mm-hmm.
was a baby, newborn,
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
had a doula. Doula, is that the no, not doula. Baby nurse. Baby nurse?
Midwife.
No, no, no. Baby nurse, I think it's called. They're
Hmm.
baby nurses. They come, and so
Mm-hmm.
you could sleep at night, you pump, and they give you, they're called baby nurses.
Okay, I have not heard of this. Like,
I
where are they?
live
I
in
need to
a
hire one right now.
ridiculously, like, I don't know, I shouldn't say that, but like very beachy area that it's, the people are so rich here where I live, and
Mhm.
it's a big thing. Everybody has a baby nurse. I
Yeah.
didn't know what it was, a baby nurse. I mean, I grew up in Turkey in the middle of nothing, I with no money. So
Yeah.
I came here and I'm like, hey, I want a baby nurse. I gotta have
Yeah.
a baby
No,
nurse.
that
I live
sounds
in
great.
Boca Raton, Florida, bitches. I gotta have a baby nurse. So I told my husband, I'm like, I need a baby nurse. And he knew what is a baby nurse because he's been living in this town for a while. So
Yeah.
it's like a very common thing that, people come and they literally day and night, they take care of, they sleep like 4 or 5 hours during the
Mm-hmm.
day,
Mm-hmm.
but they're up the whole night. Well, they're not up the whole night, but they literally sleep in the baby's room with
Yeah.
the baby.
Yep.
So if the baby wakes up, she wakes up, not
Yeah.
the mom.
Yeah,
That's
so
what
my
that's
sister
what
does sleep over one night a week, so we get a full night's rest. But thankfully, he's going into longer and longer sleep time at night, and so that's awesome. They're called night nurses. They come in to
nurse,
give me a
not necessarily. You could hire a night nurse or you could hire an all-day nurse. So
Mm,
here there are two options. But the thing is, honestly, this was the best thing for me because she
mhm,
stayed with me for like a month, I think. Yeah, or maybe a month and a half.
mhm.
And this is the thing, as a mother, when the baby cries, you're like, oh, you know,
Mhm.
you gotta let the baby cry.
Yeah,
They're not gonna die from crying, you
right.
know, because then they cry. It's so crazy because it's like all coming back to me. This is freaking like almost 12 years, Kelly, that I've been through this, but it's like ages. But then they can extend their sleeping time.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They gotta take that whole bottle. If they don't take their bottle and you're like, oh baby,
Yep.
he or she's gonna go and then fall asleep in the your titty or on the thing. And I'm like, no. You're gonna eat well and you're gonna sleep well. You know?
Exactly. We've been
That's
learning
really
that.
important.
Yes.
That's really important. Let me see. Oh my God, it's almost an hour. Let me see what I didn't ask you. I talk too much. That's my problem.
I love it. The gift of
What
the
is
gab.
something you, what?
The gift of the gab, I call it.
Okay, wait. What is something you learned through having a baby and running your business?
That is such a good question. I think for me, it is, to learn how to ask for help and to be okay with that, to give yourself grace. And also, another part of that is managing your energy. So if you're feeling a certain way, like maybe you're dealing with, like thankfully, I didn't have any baby blues, no postpartum depression or anything like
I
that, but
didn't either, but I think it's a big thing, honestly.
it is. And I talk to a lot of women who are experiencing this, right? So my whole thing is to give yourself grace. And if you're feeling low like that, or if you're feeling unenergetic like I am at times, to give yourself the grace to be able to relax for a moment, but also make sure that you're pushing yourself to be on lives or to go connect with people because you don't want to lose yourself through the process. It's really important for me personally to continue working. So whenever I have even the slightest bit of energy, I push through and I drink my water, I go outside, get some sun, and then I just work as much as I can because I enjoy it and it's
It's
part
for
of
your
what I want to do.
mental health. I
Exactly.
always told my husband, I said, I need this for Claire's mental health.
Absolutely.
Because, but he says, even today, I mean, now he tells me, why do you work so hard? You don't need to work, Claire. I
But you
said,
love
I
it.
know, but I love it. It's not
Hmm.
about money. And I think what makes it special too, because I don't do it just money. I mean, money is nice to have,
Yeah.
but I think like building a community, relationships. I mean, I have people that I love so much, students, trainers. It's just such an amazing thing for me. I think it's my, you know what, my cousin, I haven't done therapy with her in a long time, but she called it a carrot. She always calls me the little rabbit because I have so much energy and I run so fast and, and then she goes, that's your carrot. And I
Mhm.
said, true. I said, I need my carrot. So don't take away my carrot because I will die.
Exactly. Exactly. Now I'm in the same boat. I love to work. I love it. I love meeting new people. I love my community of women. And honestly, it's kind of funny that you mentioned that it's like a huge part of your life because looking back and thinking about all the people that reached out to me during pregnancy and even when he was born, most of them were people that I have just met online. A lot of my family didn't even reach out to me to say congratulations, but
But isn't that funny? Like
it
you
is.
become like a family with your fans and your, your followers. And I feed off that energy. It's
Absolutely.
crazy.
Me
You
too.
know, I made one reel long time ago. Like I check, did I get another comment? Oh man, I didn't get another comment. Oh, you know, like I love it. It's just, I don't know what it is. It's so fun.
It is
It's so
fun.
fun.
It is.
Okay. One last thing. A lot of women struggle with deciding whether having a baby while having a business in the right uh, option, like at the
Mhm.
same time. What is some advice you would say to someone who is struggling with these decisions? Like they're having a successful business. Is this the right time to have a baby? When is the right time to have a baby? Is there such a thing as this is the right time?
I don't believe that there is a right time. For me, it wasn't planned. It was something that happened. And like I said, I never planned to get pregnant. So what I did though was I surrendered. You know, I allowed life to just guide me. And when it did happen, I was excited about it because it was not planned. And so I think a lot of people need to stop forcing so much and maybe
Just
if
let it be.
just let it be, flow with
Let
life.
the
And if it
universe
happens,
take
it
over.
happens.
Don't think too much. I
Exactly.
love that.
Exactly. We're too much in
I
our
would say the
head.
same.
Yeah. So
And when
just
it's
allow yourself
time,
to.
when the universe, you know, that's why I never thought I'll have a baby, honestly. I
Mhm.
didn't think about it. And I said to my husband, you know what? If it happens, it happens. And
Yeah.
I think sometimes I see people focus, oh, I gotta have a baby in this year, and between this and this, I gotta do this, and I want my kids to be this much part age apart.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't work like that. It just doesn't. You gotta let go and relax. And I've seen many people, believe it or not, they did in vitro, they did this, they did that. They never thought they could get pregnant. The
Mhm.
minute that they stop thinking, you know,
Mhm.
oh, I'm pregnant. Shut up. You are not.
Yeah.
Years and years you freaking tried, and now you're pregnant? Yeah.
I think
We weren't even
stress.
trying. It's
People stress out
exact,
so much. And it's like if you just surrender and allow yourself to live your life, things are gonna happen for you. And I
right?
believe in that. Like you said,
Totally.
you're spiritual. I believe in that too, you know, just faith. Everything is going to be, I'm guided, I'm supported, and everything's gonna happen the way it should.
And like, you know, a lot of people say to me, but didn't you want a girl? I did want a girl. I
Yeah.
did. But you know what? Now I'm thinking with me
Mhm.
not being involved as much with my children,
Yeah.
boys are a lot less, uh, I think, complicated, I should say. It's
Right.
true.
Emotional.
Girls
Mhm.
are a lot more emotional. They need a lot more attention. And then she will be taking my Chanel and Louis Vuitton and all that shit that I can deal with, you
Right.
know. And I'm like thinking, no, you know what? I don't even need to comb his hair. It's just
Mhm.
easy, you know.
Yeah.
I'm like thinking, oh my God, like I always had long hair and I used to cry and it would get knots and then my grandma would like brush it and I'm like, oh my God, like I can't imagine. I don't even know how to braid a hair, you know.
Right.
So I don't think I was meant to have a girl, you know. I'm like a
Mhm.
boy's mom, you know. I
Mhm.
and I talk with them, you know. I embarrass them. I say, you know, oh, do you like her? Come on, tell me, you know. And then yeah, now it's that age, believe it or not. Both my kids, they, you know. But my older son, he doesn't want to talk about girls. He's shy. But the younger
Mhm.
one, he's so funny. He sends me, this is actually funny. The other day, he sends me a picture. He goes, this is the girl I like. And I was like, oh. And, and then he goes, what? What? And I said, oh, nothing. I just didn't. This girl is so gorgeous, Kelly.
Aw.
She has fire. But when you see the picture, you're like, whoa, what? Like, it's a very unique look. She
Mm.
has fire red hair, fire
Oh,
red.
wow. Yeah.
Okay. You see this thing behind me? It's actually a reflection of my light, but
Uh-huh.
it's kind of like the brighter side, like right
Mhm.
there where my finger is, right
Yep.
there.
Yep.
So as a reaction, I was like, oh my God. I think that's what I said. I go, oh my God. And he goes, Mom, I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, sorry. I didn't mean it like in a bad way. She's like, she would be a model with
Mm-hmm.
green eyes. I mean, it's very rare. There's very few anyway, real redheads in the world, but the
Yeah.
redheads that have green eyes is even
Yeah.
more rare. Like, it's so
Right.
rare. And I'm like, no, Daniel, no. I mean, like, she's just beautiful. I mean, very, very rare. Very rare.
So
And it
her
was
hair was
funny because
natural.
he usually likes like Latinas. I'm
Right.
like, okay, I guess your taste changed. Okay, that's fine. Good, good,
Her hair
good.
was natural and not dyed.
No, she's 11 years old.
Oh.
I was actually showing her hair color to my hairdresser because I really think it will look good because green eyes and
Yeah.
red hair looks
Yep.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So I said to my son, I said, can you send me her picture? I'm going to show to my hairdresser. And
Mm-hmm.
my hairdresser may be actually listening right now. Lo, if you're listening, I know you're laughing, but so I showed the picture and then he goes, Mom, are you going to dye your hair red? Please don't. And I'm like, I think he was like thinking like, you're an old lady. Don't
Oh my
like dye
gosh.
your hair like bright red like that. I wasn't gonna dye it bright red, but I was thinking like some like a burgundy-ish or something like that. But we didn't do it. But anyway. So anyway, it was amazing having you. If you wanna say last thing, maybe I didn't ask or you wish that I asked you, what would be your closing line tonight?
My closing line. So it's funny because somebody just asked me this earlier, and I just always go to just do it because I feel like a lot of us, I'm sure everybody that's listening is probably an entrepreneur or about to be an entrepreneur and just thinking about doing it. And whatever the thing is that you're thinking of doing that you want to feel pulled to do, to just do it because it's so important to take action and stop thinking so much. And I think we mentioned that a couple
It's
times.
like Nike, just do it.
Just do it. Swish. This was so much fun,
Nice.
Claire. Thank you so much for
Thanks
having
so
me.
much. This was fun. You are
This was.
fun.
My Instagram is at @I am_Kelly Ann.
Perfect. It
Yeah.
was lovely having you.
Thank
And
you.
I wish you the best, best, best of luck. The years go by fast. Enjoy every moment. I know it's very cliche, but it's true.
It's
It's true.
true.
Before you
Mhm.
know it, you will be complaining about your neck like me.
You look great, Claire. Thank you so
I'm
much. I love your
I'm gonna
energy.
keep tagging you, following you, and sending you my love.
Same
Mwah.
here. Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye, everyone.